Yeah. You tuned in to another episode of the Black on Black. I'm your host, Coopdavill. And this is the Black on Black podcast, where we discuss the state of Black America and some of the issues that's going on in the Black community. Got a great show for you today. Extra special edition. Got a lot to talk about, so we just gonna dig right in. Appreciate all the love out there, all the emails. Once again, you can email us at theblackonblackshow@gmail.com. Once again, that's theblackonblackshow@gmail.com. Also, we got the live news feed going on our Facebook fan page. That's Black Life Story at Facebook, or facebook.com/Black Life Story. Once again, I'm your host, Coopdavill, and this is the Black on Black. The past few weeks, we've been kicking it. We've been talking about some of these issues that's been going on. The civil unrest that's been going on in America in 2020. It kind of seems like there's turmoil on a few different sides, and the nation is divided. You know, you got the pandemic that's going on, the physical pandemic, I would say, the physical pandemic that's going on, and then you got the spiritual pandemic. You know, the injustice that still continues to plague our country. And there's a lot of theories why that the racial inequality continues to rear its ugly head. You know, America's first sin. We talked about that a few weeks ago. America's first sin is the baby in the alley. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's the same old story. You know, America aborted its baby. It threw its baby in the dumpster. Left her for dead. But these babies found a way to survive, you know, through the concrete abyss. But America's first sin is that Brenda's got a baby. You know what I'm saying? Tried to flush the baby down the toilet and it didn't flush. So now you're talking about generations and generations. You know, we seen the civil rights movement. We seen, you know, a lot of different movements, peaceful movements. And the evolution of those movements is what we have today, which is the civil unrest. Many people died, many people bled, many people went to jail to fight, just to fight to get to where we are today. And it still hasn't been enough. It still hasn't been enough because America doesn't want to own up to the sin. You know, you got the Black Lives Matter movement going on right now. And one of the things that, you know, I find frustrating about America's response to the Black Lives Matter movement is this all lives matter narrative, or blue lives matter narrative. And I find it, you know, a little bit, like I said, frustrating, because yeah, All lives do matter. Of course, blue lives do matter. That's not what we're talking about. That's not why the movement even started. Nobody ever questioned if all lives matter or if blue lives matter. Nobody ever questioned that. I think the black community, gave birth to Black Lives Matter out of a, it was basically just a rallying cry to let people know that, yes, black lives do matter and should matter. We don't want to get abused by the police and killed by the police. It was a protest cry. It was a cry for help. Black lives should matter. And I think these narrative police, what they did was they flipped it. They tried to flip, you know what they do? They flip. I mean, it's a rule of the game. Flip the script. You know what I'm saying? Like, they flipped the script to try to turn around that cry for peace and cry for help to, all lives matter. Not just black lives. Blue lives matter. Not just black lives. No, black lives matter. It was a cry for help. It was a plea for peace, a plea for understanding at the humanity level. And that's part of what's going on. But once again, appreciate all my listeners out there, all our listeners. This is the Black on Black show. I am Coopdavill. Appreciate all the emails that's coming in. I see a few coming in now. The Black on Black show at gmail.com. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Black Life Story. And that's part of it, like I was saying. But today, what I want to put on the table is what I see the larger systemic issue is. There's a larger systemic issue, even higher on the agenda than the systemic racism. That's only part of the larger issue, And what I think the larger issue is, we are now dealing with a total destruction of the morals and values of our society. The total dismantling of decency in our society. This thing is deep. I mean, we're looking at corruption from the highest level all the way down to the gutter. And it's sickening. And it's almost like a darkness that's spreading. It's spreading. And if we're not careful, it's going to spread. It's going to spread all the way. It's going to fill the whole air and fill the whole world. I mean, look at it. We're dealing with bullying issues and young children committing suicide and corrupt politicians. It's real. It's real. And a lot of the people that know me, they listen to the Black on Black, and some people are like, man, we appreciate you, Coop D, for kicking this real, having this real platform. And some people email me, the ones that know me and the ones that used to follow my show in Atlanta, Georgia, when we were down there. People are like, man, Coop D, like, why don't you do a comedy show too, man? We want you to open up the show to more jokes, man, because sometimes dealing in this crazy world, man, I just don't want to hear the real deal, man. I want to escape. I want you to tell a few jokes, and I get it. So we're gonna look at that and gonna, see if we can ramp up some production, put a few different podcasts out there. However, what I say to them is that we got to talk about this stuff, man, because we can joke and we can sweep it under the rug, and you know how that turned out. One day you turn around and it's a whole infestation under the rug because we done swept it under the rug for so long. Now you got mold and infestations and all kind of buildups that mess around and be cancerous, man. So I guess that's my take on it. Once again, I'm your host. My name is Coopdavill, and this is the Black on Black show, where we discuss Black America and the issues that are going on in the Black community. Follow us, facebook.com/blacklifestory, and also email us, theblaconblackshow@gmail.com. But yes, that's what I've been thinking about over the past couple weeks. We are now been witnessing, but now has come to full fruition that this is the destruction of morals. This is the annihilation of morals and values in our society. The total corruption and systemic failure. This is what it is. You look at the whole situation, $20 trillion, however much it was. Okay, let's break it down and more realistic. $10 trillion went out to try to fix this, to try to do this, to fix the situation. And a lot of that money, you look at it, it went into the wrong hands. There was no oversight. People getting $20 million checks that didn't even need it. Like, man, how can we look at this stuff and not want change? That's why I salute the people on the front line, because see, the people on the front line, what they're really doing, and some of their mentality, because I've talked to them, is that we can't stand it anymore. We can't stand living in this stupid, corrupt society any longer. So we're willing to go on the front lines, protest, damage, destroy, loot, pillage, do whatever we can to show the system that we're tired, we see it, we're awoke, and we're basically going to mirror your actions. This is what you do. You take from the American people, you put these high student loans on us, you steal our years away, incarcerating us, you steal our lives, you're pillaging and polluting our communities too. So this is what we're going to do to Main Street. It's a systemic response. They say you can't fight fire with fire, but if the only reasoning that fire has is more fire, that's the only way you can get fire to understand. You try to love the fire. You try to, put water on the fire. You try to contain the fire, and the fire still don't understand. Then what else can you do but pour gasoline on it and let it all burn? And I think that's their perspective. Once again, I'm your host, Coopdavill. This is the Black on Black, and we just kicking it today. We appreciate all the followers, appreciate all the support that's coming in. Got some people chiming in on Twitter from France. Italian comrades chiming in. A lot of people in Australia, enjoy what we're doing. And this is what it is. The Black Hand Side. This is how we're going to give it to you. Special show today. We decided not to put any music into the show because we want to, kick it and talk about this issue because it's real. The destruction of morals and values. We're in a society now that's, in America, that's pretty much corrupt. And how do we fix it? That's the question. How do we fix it? And I want to encourage you. Hit us up, email us, theblackonblackshow@gmail.com. Hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/blacklifestory. Let me know. Let's look at every system in America. The judicial system, corrupt. The presidential electoral system, corrupt. School systems, corrupt. Legislative, corrupt. The prison system, corrupt. I want you to let me know a system in America. See, what I'm looking to do is paint a vivid picture so that we can have understanding. Because if we don't have understanding, we can't move forward. Let me know a system that you know of that's not corrupt, so we can take a look at it and analyze it from a humanity perspective. Because see, all this that we're discussing, this is humanity, and we got to be very careful playing with humanity, because you can push humanity to a point where, hey, that's it. It's totally destroyed. So we got to look at this from a sustainability aspect and see if what we're doing now, the leadership we have in these systems now, is this going to be sustainable for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, 50 years? Is this level of corruption going to even be sustainable? And we're going to have part 2 of this show. We're not going to just end it on, the problem. We want to really come up with some solutions. I'm going to be talking to people, experts, taking some of your emails, taking some of your posts on Facebook and Twitter and reading them. Really taking them to heart, coming up with some notes for the next show. But I want y'all to marinate on this. This is the black hand side. This is the only way I know how to give it to you. The black hand side, the real deal, the truth. We done reached a level to where we not even keeping it 100 no more. We keeping it a milli. That's the new thing. We keeping it a milli. A million, a million, a milli. You know what I'm saying? Like 99.9999%. Because it's just that real. How we gonna expect this to sustain our grandchildren and great grandchildren if we can't get it right? And see, that's the power of growth. The power of growth is it's going to hurt a little bit. It's going to be pain. It's going to be some rain and it's going to be some pain. Like the SWV songs say. It's going to be that before you get to the sunshine and the peace. So we're just going through the motions. It is what it is. My name is Coopdavill. I'm your host. And we're kicking it with you. This is the Black on Black. The Black on Black Show. Hit us up. The Black on Black Show @gmail.com and facebook.com/blacklifestory. I think this is a good place to end it. And we'll talk soon. Until next time, hold your family close, stay vigilant, and keep pushing.